What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on my road to 30. This is a series that I've done on my channel where each week we take 1 year of my life and we talk about the significant events and memories that have come to shape the person I am today. And right now, I am 30 motherfucking years old. That's right. I've actually been 30 for quite some time now. The only reason I didn't change it in my videos is because I didn't want anybody knowing when my birthday was, because that's the type of information that you don't give out on the internet along with your last name and your social security number. Keep that shit to yourself. That is good advice right there, actually. But since this is the last episode of my road to 30, I am going to let you guys know I am 30 years old. And I want to thank every single one of you that have supported me and made this series actually what it was. Because I was actually really scared to start this series because I didn't want to tell my life story and have nobody actually really give a fuck about it. Or have people judge me for some of the things that I've actually done. And a few people have, but you know what? That's no big deal. That goes with the territory. But like I said, I really do want to thank you guys for this type of support. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it at all. But the reason I'm not doing the last two episodes, 29 and 30, are because I have had the privilege to share the last 2 years with you guys on the internet with my YouTube, and I've shared my life 100% completely with you. I may have left a few things out because they're personal details, and you don't need to know about them, but we will tell you about when we fuck my girlfriend in the ass. That shit happens all the time. No, it actually doesn't. My girlfriend has to get really drunk for that. But, let's go ahead and move on, because last episode, we moved into my girlfriend's friend's house, and I told you that I hate her girlfriend's friend. She is a very materialistic fucking whore. I can't stand her. But we did the nice thing and moved into her house because she was marrying some guy and she couldn't afford to pay for her townhouse. So we decided to take over her townhouse and have a place of our own. And right now, you know, I'm flipping more cars than ever. I'm making some pretty decent money, but things at this house just weren't working out. My girlfriend's friend constantly tried to hook my girlfriend up with other dudes, and she was talking her into trying to break up with me and complaining about stupid shit like the carpet getting dirty. I'm a mechanic, motherfucker. You have just leased a house to me. You're the one that had white motherfucking carpets put in, alright? So I take my shoes off at the door, but, you know, I can't help it that the shoes right next to the door are gonna be dirty because I was just walking through a motherfucking junkyard for the last 3 goddamn hours, pulling out some parts so I can make some money to pay it to you, because you are the dumbass that went out and bought a fucking house while you were married, while you're getting married. It makes no motherfucking sense. But we told her that we were gonna be moving in to a new place, the place that I told you about last episode, that her boss was getting ready. It was a 4-bedroom house, really nice, and the awesome thing about it is it was actually half the price of the townhouse that we were leasing off her friend. So we decided to give her a nice bit of notice. We're like, look, we're gonna be moving out, we're gonna be getting our own place soon. You know, the economy is getting really, really bad, and we were paying about like $2,200 a month for this 2-bedroom townhouse. Now, the only reason we were paying that much is because townhouses have homeowner associations, and it was also in a really, really nice upscale area. And we were telling her, like, look, you know, we're spending too much on housing. We have a house that's available to us that's double the size for half the price. And then she came over the house yelling that the lease was still gonna be up and she was gonna hold her friend to the lease even after knowing her for 20 motherfucking years. She was gonna tell her that she would rather have the money from the lease than be friends with her, because clearly moving out of her house with me to get our own place to save a little bit of money up was her fucking way of thinking that my girlfriend was choosing me over her, when really we couldn't afford the place. So for a few weeks there, we were really worried about what to do because we wanted to move into this house. We didn't want to lose this place to live, but you know, we also didn't want to have to fucking pay out a lease. That is a very expensive thing to do, and I decided to do the grown-up thing. For once in my life, I made the ultimate sacrifice, and I sold my dream car, my my 1999 WS6 Pontiac Trans Am. I mean, I've sold a lot of cars over the year, but this one, this one was real tough to get rid of. I did not want to see it go. I mean, it had everything that I wanted in a car my entire life. But you know what? I decided that not only would it help me save a little bit of money because we're paying half the rent, but I might be able to possibly get an even better car after moving in this house and saving up money over a few years. So, even though it broke my heart to do it, I decided to sell that Trans Am. And when that bitch came over, she came over screaming about the rent and the lease because we started moving out. She's like, "Where the fuck is my money? Blah, blah, blah." I pulled out the money and I was like, "How much do we fucking owe you?" And I paid that bitch off in cash. I was like, "Look, I don't ever want to see you call my motherfucking house again. I don't care that you're quote-unquote friends with my girlfriend, because she's not friends with you anymore. You have chosen money on a lease over top friendship." This was her townhouse, and even though we did sign a quote-unquote lease, I don't think it's right for a friend to try to cockblock them into not only moving into a place that they can afford, but to pay her goddamn fucking bills. It's just not right. So we ended up hiring some movers to get our shit down to this new house. And let me tell you, these were some of the dumbest movers ever. They show up at like 5 o'clock at night. At night! Who the fuck moves in the middle of the motherfucking night? I know it's not the middle of the night, but by the time we got done, because we moved like 45 minutes away and we had to make like 2 or 3 trips, by the time we got done, it was like 12:30 at night. And I was like, oh my god, we've already had problems at other places with neighbors and people. I don't want this. This is a bad way to move into a house at midnight. So we ended up moving into the house, and that is the house that I live in at this moment. I moved to an area that I didn't know anybody, and I actually love it. I love the fact that I could walk down the street and not run into somebody that I actually know. But 2 of my best friends now live on the West Coast, and another still lives back in the hood. But, you know, one of my best friends actually moved about 10 minutes away from where I live right now, and we still do hang out, and I think that's actually very cool. I have grown and gotten some adult friends that live in my area, and we still hang out, and that's, you know, pretty much where I am right now. And a few months after moving into this house, my grandpa, he would pass away, and even though that's a very sad point in my life, like, I loved my grandpa, but, my mom just poisoned the shit out of my grandpa, and, you know, this was the last time that I would actually see my mom face to face, would be at my grandpa's funeral, because she not only swindled my grandpa out of every last dime he owned in the last few months of his life. Like, she moved in with him, she took over all the bills, and she fucking got, I guess, what is that called? Executor of estate, you know, she got the full control over it, and she took everything from him. Every last possession of item he owned, down to his motherfucking house, which was supposed to be split 6 ways between her siblings. But my mother, the bitter fucking whore that she is, she swindled everything out of that man for the last few months of his life. And it's actually really fucking sad, because even at the funeral, my mother, she was trying to keep my grandpa's military flag that they put on top of the coffin. I don't know if you guys know, but if you were in the military and you served in the wars and shit like that, you know, my grandpa, he served over in Korea, and, you know, they fold up the flag that's on top of the coffin, and they give it to a family member. That way they can keep it. And, basically everybody in the family thought that my cousin, who, he was pretty much raised by my grandpa and by my aunt. And, you know, I told you guys, while I was in California, my aunt passed away. That was his mother. And now, you know, about like 2-3 years later, my grandpa passed away, which was basically, you know, quote unquote, my father, because my cousin, he doesn't know his father either. However, he did live with my grandfather, up until he was like 11, 12 years old. And, out of all the people in the family, my grandpop and him bonded the most. And everybody in the family, they agreed that my cousin should rightfully have the flag. So, I told my mother, I was like, you better give that flag to my cousin right there. And she was like, nope. And my family pretty much had to force my mother into giving up this flag to my cousin. And that is, even though it was her father, that was his baby, my cousin. He raised him from birth. And my grandpapa was a real big alcoholic back when he was raising my mother and all the other siblings. So they were never really as close as my cousin. And, I thought it was wrong. So I spoke up in front of everybody. And I was like, look, you better give that flag to him right fucking now. We ended up getting the flag off her and giving it to my my cousin. And right after that, my entire family, we would end up going out to dinner together. And this would be the last time that my family has ever been in the same room together. Except, let me tell you something. My mother was not invited to come out to the family. She didn't even know that we all went out to dinner together. So, like I said, for those of you guys that were actually wondering, what happened between me and my mother, she's just been a bitter bitch her entire life. And every time she contacts me, it leaves me stressed out and with a headache. So I've completely cut my mother out of my life since then. But after a few months of moving to this new house, I would actually meet a few guys online. Their name was D-Hoop, Blash, and a Toad. And they played some Modern Warfare 2. And I actually liked to play Modern Warfare 2 in those days. And we played for hours on end. Now, these guys actually had YouTube channels. And they would show it to me. And I actually signed up on YouTube underneath my gamer tag, MorninAfterKill, so I could comment, like, and support their videos. Because I thought it was actually a really cool hobby. Now, my buddy Blash would end up that summer giving me Minecraft for a PC, and it was still in alpha, and it was in alpha 1.01. This was back before CMatters even made videos on it, and he gave it to me, and I really loved it. And I built a Call of Duty estate house because that was one of my favorite maps on that game, and I put it up on YouTube to show my friends in the worst quality you could ever imagine. I never thought anybody would watch it. And my channel popped off from there. I got a very large amount of views on that video. And I just kept making videos like maybe once a month, once every 2 months. And from there, it spiraled. And you know what? This decision has actually changed my life more than you could ever imagine. I've been given the gift of being able to interact with so many people that I would have never met if I have never started YouTube. And, it's had its up and downs, and I've been subjected to more hate than any human being should probably ever deserve. But you know what? I'm never gonna quit. Growing up and going through the shit that I've gone through in my life, it's left me hardened. But other people that I actually know would call me emotionally numb. I don't give a fuck what it is, because whatever it is, there's nothing no one can say to me online that will hurt me harder than I've already experienced. So, maybe this lifetime has prepared me for this, or, maybe my lifetime is the reason why I'm doing this. I haven't decided, and to be honest, it really doesn't matter, because I'm forever grateful that our roads have crossed paths. My name is Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I love every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting. I'm gonna see you guys later.
But I already been in hell, the devil ain't break me, so I'ma grind till I win, or the Lord take me. I know they gon' hate me, cause I never quit, never gon' stop, so they'll never get to see defeat in my eyes. They won't see my demise, the rose that grew from the concrete. See how I rise like a souffle, truthfully, I'ma just do me, win or die, fuck whatever you say.
Never hustle and the grind is all I got. I'll do anything to get it and I'm never gonna stop. So I focus on tomorrow and I make it to the top. Cause I came from nothing, Swear I'll never let my dreams fade away. Concentrating on my struggles for a whole nother place. I'll be